Alright.
Okay, so we're here to talk about whips because I've actually gotten a few requests to talk about whips and why mine are so different than most people's.
Yeah, why it looks gay?
Yeah, why they're so gay. Okay, so as a quick disclaimer, not everyone is ever going to be able to do my whips. Like, there are just some of you that won't be able to do them ever. They'll never look the same, and it's not because anyone is technically incapable of learning them. It's just your hands. Everyone has different hands,
and that's not like in a oh, you'll never do my whips. Me. Yeah, we got like a couple people that do like whips that we can't do either. Like I'm sure you've seen Fluxo and stuff like that.
And someone like reaction.
Yeah.
I can't do that whips.
But yeah, you want to explain?
Okay.
How it's more flails?
How I think of whips is there's whips and then there's tunnels. Tunnels are more continuous and they create a tunnel. And whips that and whips that we do are more like flails. If you're doing backwards flails, that's more along the basis of our whips because it's less about rolling the fingers, although you do have to complete the roll. It's more about the wrist motion and less about your hands.
Where it's like a more like flails, but like you're doing a little more whippy.
Right.
I guess. The way
you're actually rolling your fingers instead of keeping them like straight like that.
The best way he explained it to me is basically like use your patterns that you would for flails, but just try to make them more whippy, I guess.
Right. Yeah. You want to make them into whips. You make them as if you're doing whips, but you use any concept you would use for flailing. And that doesn't mean that you can't use any concepts that you use for whips, but something like forward don't necessarily look as good in my opinion. So the way people's hands work and why some of you can't is if you take a look at the difference between my hand and his, you'll see that his fingers are a lot skinnier than mine and actually a bit smaller. They're longer than his hand because his palm is actually smaller than mine. And how that works is you'll be able to tell which kind of hands you have by your nails. And
excuse me?
Yeah, I'm serious.
All right.
My nails don't start as high up, but they grow out a lot longer. Your nails should probably start a little bit higher up than mine. Oh yeah. His nails should start a little bit higher up than mine, be longer, but won't grow out as long as fast as mine do. That's an easy way to tell.
Yeah.
So if you have hands like his, then you'll be more along.
Beautiful.
Yeah. They'll be more along the lines of doing whips like this. If you have hands more along the lines of mine, but a little bit flatter than mine, you'll be doing tunnels. The reason I can accomplish whips like that is because my hands are almost like his, but they just aren't there. And my wrists are actually very loose for flailing, and they always kind of have been, and they've gotten more over the time that I've been gloving. When you get really nice flails, it also adds to the whips. So if your flails are a little bit wonky or less than what you'd want them to be, it's gonna make for the trail to be a lot it's gonna be a lot worse. Yeah, it's gonna be more wonky. You have anything to add?
No, that's about it, I think.
Alright.
Again, it's not to be like you'll never have whips like.
Yeah, you'll never be able to do whips. You can't do them. They're mine. Back off.
No. It's just because we had got some messages asking they were asking him how to do his whips because they were a little different than most people's. But
and actually a comment I got was, I've tried them your way and they just don't look the same. So along that basis is why they don't.
We were just making this video just to show. But that's about it.
All family.